Rejection stings. It can leave us feeling discouraged, inadequate, and even angry. But what if we reframed it as an opportunity for growth? By drawing on Buddhist wisdom, we can transform rejection from a roadblock into a stepping stone on our path to a fulfilling life. Here are valuable lessons to guide us. In this series, inspired by the wisdom of Buddhism, we'll explore how to transform rejection from a setback into a springboard for success. We'll delve into practical strategies for navigating the emotional roller coaster of rejection, discover how to find strength in silence and community, and even learn to accept rejection to find our true path. Ready to turn rejection into our greatest strength? Subscribe to this channel and join us on this journey of self-discovery and emotional resilience. 1. Embrace the indifferent universe. The Buddha taught that the universe is neither inherently friendly nor hostile. Rejection might simply be a result of our actions or the situation. Don't personalize it. It's not a reflection of our worth. Life throws a curveball. We put our heart and soul into a project, a relationship, a job application, and it all comes crashing down with a resounding no. Rejection stings. It can leave us feeling hurt, angry, and questioning our self-worth. The universe, according to Buddhists, simply operates according to cause and effect, the law of karma. Rejection, then, might simply be a neutral consequence of our actions or the situation, not a reflection of our inherent value. The Buddha's core teaching is the Four Noble Truths, the first of which is the truth of suffering, dukkha. This suffering arises from desire, tanha, and clinging, upadana. We crave things to be a certain way, and when they're not, we suffer. The indifferent universe challenges our desire-based view of reality. It reminds us that the world doesn't operate according to our wishes. We can't control external circumstances, only our own reactions. Our self-worth is often tied to external validation. We seek approval from others, judging ourselves based on their responses. When we face rejection, it feels like a personal attack on our value. The Buddhist principle of anupadana, non-attachment, encourages detachment from these external validations. It's not about becoming emotionless robots, but about cultivating a sense of self-worth that's independent of external approval. Everything in the universe is impermanent, anicca. This includes both successes and failures. Today's rejection doesn't have to define our tomorrow. Think of a flower. It blooms beautifully, then wilts and fades. Does this diminish its beauty? No, it simply reflects the cyclical nature of life. Rejection, too, is a temporary state. It doesn't have the power to permanently hold us back. Rejection can be a harsh teacher. It can highlight areas for improvement, expose limiting beliefs, or reveal a mismatch between our skills and the situation. Instead of blaming ourselves or the person rejecting us, cultivate compassion. See ourselves as a student on a learning journey. Use the experience to learn, grow, and become a better version of ourselves. Practice compassion towards the person who rejected us, understanding that they might have their own limitations and biases. Sometimes rejection can be a blessing in disguise. It might push us towards a better path, one that's more aligned with our true desires and skills. 2. Understand how we think. Our thoughts shapes our reality. Instead of seeing rejection as a failure, view it as a redirection. Buddhist teachings emphasize the power of perception. How we see the world shapes our experience of it. By understanding this principle, we can transform rejection from a roadblock into a valuable redirection on our path. In the Buddhist worldview, reality is not a fixed entity. It's a constantly unfolding tapestry woven from our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Our citta, mind, acts like a filter, coloring how we experience external events. Imagine receiving a job rejection letter. Through the lens of a negative perception, we might see it as a personal failure, a reflection of our inadequacy. This perception leads to suffering, dukkha, as per the Four Noble Truths, a core teaching in Buddhism. However, by consciously shifting our perception, we can transform this experience. Instead of viewing it as a failure, we can see it as a redirection. Perhaps the specific job wasn't truly aligned with our skills or values. The rejection, then, becomes a sign that a better opportunity awaits. The Buddha himself taught the importance of samadhi, right view. This involves seeing things as they truly are, free from distortion and illusion. In the context of rejection, samadhi encourages us to see the situation objectively, recognizing that external events are neutral. It's our interpretation that assigns them meaning, positive or negative. A rejection letter can be seen as feedback, highlighting areas for improvement. We can use it to refine our skills and approach future opportunities with greater confidence. A job rejection doesn't mean all doors are closed. It might open doors to opportunities we hadn't considered before. Rejection can be a temporary setback, not a permanent roadblock. By learning from it and persevering, we can use it as a stepping stone towards our ultimate goals. A key Buddhist concept, anicca, impermanence, reminds us that nothing is fixed. Our skills, interests, and even the needs of the job market are constantly evolving. By embracing a growth mindset, we believe we can learn and improve throughout our lives. This allows us to see rejection not as a final, but as an opportunity for growth and development. The Buddhist path is one of continuous learning and growth. Experiences, both positive and negative, are valuable lessons along the way. Rejection, when viewed with wisdom and compassion, becomes a teacher, guiding us towards a more fulfilling life. Cultivate inner resilience. Challenges build strength. Each rejection, if approached with mindfulness, can help us develop a thicker skin and a more resilient spirit. Life throws curveballs. Sometimes it throws a whole box of them. Job applications get rejected, relationships end, and dreams seem to fizzle out. Rejection stings, leaving us feeling hurt and discouraged. But what if we viewed these setbacks not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to build inner strength? That's the core message from Buddhist teachings. Challenges, including rejection, are inevitable parts of life. But just like how exercise strengthens our muscles, facing difficulties can build our inner resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Here's how we can use Buddhist wisdom to turn rejection into a stepping stone on our path to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Imagine our minds as muscles. Just like physical muscles need exercise to grow stronger, our minds need challenges to develop resilience. Rejection, though unpleasant, is a mental workout. It forces us to confront negative emotions, reevaluate our plans, and ultimately emerge stronger. The key to navigating rejection with resilience lies in mindfulness. This practice, central to Buddhism, involves observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Instead of getting swept away by negativity, we become aware of our emotional responses. Think of a surfer riding a wave. They don't fight the wave. They learn to observe it, understand its power, and then use that knowledge to navigate it skillfully. Similarly, mindfulness allows us to observe our emotions in the face of rejection, without getting overwhelmed by them. Our inner voice plays a powerful role in how we experience rejection. Often, after a setback, we engage in negative self-talk, labeling ourselves as failures or questioning our worth. Buddhist teachings encourage us to challenge these negative narratives. Instead of "I'm a failure because I didn't get the job," we can reframe it as "this job wasn't the right fit for me. I'll use this experience to find a better opportunity." By focusing on learning and growth, we cultivate a more resilient mindset. Rejection, while painful, can sometimes be a blessing in disguise. It might push us towards a better path, one that's more aligned with our true desires and skills. For example, not getting into a specific college program might lead us to discover a different passion that turns out to be a perfect fit. The key is to look for the hidden opportunities within rejection. Use it as a chance to reevaluate our goals, refine our skills, and explore new possibilities. Every experience, positive or negative, holds valuable lessons. Rejection offers a chance to understand our strengths and weaknesses. By analyzing the situation carefully, with kind eye, we can learn and improve. These learnings can then be used to navigate future challenges with greater confidence. 4. Focus on self-improvement. The wisdom of Buddhism teaches that challenges, including rejection, are inevitable parts of life. Rather than viewing them as dead ends, we can use them as stepping stones on our path to growth. Here's how we can apply Buddhist principles to transform rejection into a tool for self-improvement. Not all rejections are created equal. Sometimes, a closed door comes with a helpful explanation. Even if no specific feedback is provided, rejection can still offer valuable lessons. By reflecting on the experience, we can identify areas where we might have fallen short. By acknowledging our limitations, we pave the way for improvement. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of lifelong learning. Every experience, good or bad, can be seen as a lesson. Rejection offers a chance to step back, analyze our approach, and discover new ways of doing things. As we learn from our rejections and continuously strive to improve, we build inner resilience. This mental muscle allows us to bounce back from setbacks with greater ease and maintain motivation on our path to success. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, propelling us closer to achieving our full potential. As we learn, adapt, and persevere, we become more resilient and capable individuals, ready to face whatever challenges life throws our way. 5. Accept what you cannot change. Clinging to the what-ifs or trying to control the uncontrollable leads to suffering. Accept the rejection and focus on what we can influence, our own actions and reactions. The core teaching of Buddhism, clinging, upadana. When we crave things to be a certain way and cling to specific outcomes, we make ourselves unhappy. We might desperately want a job, a relationship to work out, or a creative project to be accepted. When it doesn't happen, we cling to the what-ifs and should-haves, intensifying our suffering. One of the core Buddhist teachings is accepting the impermanence of all things, anicca. This includes the outcome of our actions. Just as we can't control the weather, we can't control the decisions of others. Instead of clinging to the uncontrollable, we can shift our focus to what we can control, our own actions and reactions. This doesn't mean giving up on our goals. It simply means approaching them with a more mindful awareness. Imagine a rock in a stream. The water flows around it, sometimes rushing forcefully, sometimes trickling peacefully. The rock doesn't resist the flow. It simply accepts it. Similarly, we can learn to accept rejection without letting it disturb our inner peace. While we can't control the outcome, we can control the effort we put in. After facing rejection, we can focus on areas within our control. Analyzing our actions and refining our approach empowers us to move forward with a sense of agency. Rejection, while unpleasant, can be a valuable teacher. It can highlight areas where we need to improve, refine our skills, or adjust our approach. Successes and setbacks are temporary states. Just as the sun rises after a storm, new opportunities will arise after rejection. By embracing impermanence, we can prevent ourselves from getting stuck in the negativity of rejection. We can remember that this is just one moment in a larger journey, and that doors will continue to open and close throughout our lives. By embracing these Buddhist principles, we can learn to navigate rejection with greater peace and resilience. We can let go of the uncontrollable, focus on our own growth, and emerge from each setback stronger, wiser, and more prepared to pursue our true potential. 6. Practice gratitude. Even in rejection, there's something to be thankful for. Perhaps we learned something valuable, or maybe it freed us to pursue a better opportunity. The wisdom of Buddhism teaches us to appreciate the good things in life, even in hard times. Gratitude, in Buddhist teachings, is cultivated through mindfulness, the practice of observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. When we face rejection, it's easy to get caught up in negativity. But by taking a mindful approach, we can step back and appreciate the positives that might be hidden in plain sight. By approaching rejection with a learning mindset, we can be grateful for the opportunity to gain valuable insights that can help us improve in the future. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of overcoming challenges. We can be grateful for the opportunity to build mental strength and develop the ability to bounce back from setbacks. By embracing gratitude, we can transform rejection from a roadblock into a stepping stone. We can be thankful for the lessons learned, the new perspectives gained, and the strength we've built along the way. 7. Reflect on the temporality of emotions. Feelings of hurt and disappointment are natural, but they're also impermanent. Imagine a rushing river after a heavy rain. It churns with power, carrying debris and emotions. Our emotional response to rejection can be similar. Feelings of hurt, anger, or frustration can surge through us, threatening to overwhelm us. Mindfulness, a core Buddhist practice, encourages us to become aware of these emotions without judgment. Instead of getting swept away by the current, we learn to observe the river from the shore. By practicing mindfulness, we can step back and observe our emotions with a detached curiosity. We acknowledge the feeling of hurt, for example, without attaching ourselves to a story around it. This allows us to understand the nature of these emotions, that they are temporary and ever-changing, just like the flow of the river. One of the core Buddhist principles, anicca, impermanence, reminds us that nothing is fixed. Our emotions, including the pain of rejection, are no different. They arise, intensify, and eventually subside. By recognizing this impermanence, we can detach from the intensity of our emotions. We can understand that even the strongest feelings are temporary and will eventually fade away. Often, the suffering we experience following rejection comes from our resistance to the emotions themselves. We try to fight or suppress them, which ultimately strengthens their hold. Mindfulness teaches us acceptance. We acknowledge the emotions without trying to control them. This allows them to flow through us naturally, losing their power to overwhelm us. Just as a calm pool exists behind a waterfall, a sense of inner peace can exist amidst the turbulent waves of emotion. Mindfulness helps us access this inner calm. By focusing our attention on the breath, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we create a space of peace within ourselves. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate the ability to accept both the positive and negative experiences of life. We can accept the hurt caused by rejection while also acknowledging that it's a temporary state. This acceptance allows us to move forward with greater ease without getting stuck in a cycle of negativity. Over time, we develop the ability to observe our emotions, accept them, and let them go, allowing us to navigate life's inevitable rejections with a calm and collected mind. 8. Build emotional independence. Our happiness shouldn't depend solely on external validation. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of cultivating a strong sense of self-worth independent of external factors. This inner foundation builds upon self-compassion, self-acceptance, and a clear understanding of our own strengths and values. Imagine a close friend facing rejection. We wouldn't be critical or judgmental, we'd offer kindness and understanding. We can cultivate this same compassion towards ourselves. Following rejection, acknowledge our hurt feelings without self-criticism. Treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a friend in need. We all have flaws and limitations. These don't define us. Buddhism teaches the concept of anatman, not self, which reminds us that our self-worth isn't based on external factors or achievements. By accepting ourselves, flaws and all, we build a strong foundation for inner worth. Our values act as a compass, guiding our actions and decisions. When we understand what truly matters to us, we can find a sense of purpose and fulfillment independent of external validation. Take time to reflect on what's important, be it creativity, connection, or helping others. Living a life aligned with our values strengthens our sense of inner worth and empowers us to navigate rejection with greater confidence. Our lives hold meaning beyond external validation. Consider the positive impact we make on others, the joy we find in everyday moments, or the passion we pursue. When we focus on such things, we become less dependent on external approval. This allows us to navigate rejection with greater ease and make us happy in fulfillment. Happiness doesn't come from external validation. It stems from a strong foundation of self-worth built upon self-compassion, self-acceptance, and living a life aligned with our values. 9. Use rejection as a motivator. Let rejection ignite a fire within us. Prove to ourselves and others that this setback won't define us. Use it as fuel to work harder and achieve our goals. Instead of succumbing to discouragement, we can channel our hurt feelings into a burning desire to succeed. Rejection can sometimes feel like a loss of control. We didn't get the outcome we desired. However, we can use this experience to reclaim control over our own actions and reactions. By focusing on what we can control, our effort, our attitude, and our continuous learning, we regain a sense of agency. This empowers us to navigate rejection with greater resilience and determination. Rejection can highlight areas where we might fall short. This can be an opportunity for growth. We can use this newfound awareness to identify our limitations and work towards overcoming them. The desire to prove ourselves and silence our critics can be a powerful motivator. But this should not be the sole driving force. We can use rejection as an opportunity to demonstrate our true worth, not just to others, but to ourselves. When we bounce back stronger and achieve our goals, we solidify our own belief in our capabilities. Rejection doesn't have to define us. It can be a powerful motivator, urging us to work harder, learn more, and ultimately achieve our dreams. 10. Seek wisdom in silence. Sometimes the best response to rejection is silence. Buddhist teachings offer a powerful tool, the wisdom of silence. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of mindfulness. In the aftermath of rejection, seeking a quiet space allows us to step back from the emotional storm. Sometimes we replay the rejection in our minds, dissecting every detail and fueling negativity. This dwelling can prevent us from moving forward. Silence allows us to break free from this cycle. By focusing on the present moment, we can gradually release our grip on the past experience. The quiet space also allows us to cultivate self-compassion. This self-compassion allows us to process the experience with greater understanding and acceptance, paving the way for a more positive response. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It's a space for mindful reflection, allowing us to choose our words and actions with greater intention. Just as a mighty oak tree weathers storms with silent resilience, we too can find strength in stillness. By seeking quiet reflection in the face of rejection, we can tap into our inner strength. This strength allows us to process our emotions, make mindful choices, and ultimately emerge from the experience with greater grace and resilience. Rejection is an inevitable part of life. By embracing the wisdom of silence, we learn to accept it with greater ease. The quiet space allows us to acknowledge the experience, process the emotions, and ultimately let go of the negativity. This acceptance paves the way for inner peace and allows us to move forward with a lighter heart. 11. Turn to nature. Immerse ourselves in the tranquility of nature. Find peace in the beauty of the natural world, which serves as a reminder of impermanence and the constant cycle of renewal. Nature, with its timeless beauty and unwavering cycles, offers a powerful balm for the wounds of rejection. By immersing ourselves in the natural world after facing rejection, we can tap into a sense of tranquility, impermanence, and renewal, allowing us to heal and move forward with a lighter heart. The hustle and bustle of daily life can amplify the sting of rejection. Nature, however, offers a sanctuary. The gentle sounds of a babbling brook, the rustling of leaves in the wind, the vastness of a starlit sky. These elements can soothe our agitated minds and create a sense of calm. Taking a walk in the woods, spending time by a lake, or simply sitting in our own garden can provide a much-needed escape from the negativity associated with rejection. Immersing ourselves in nature allows us to step outside ourselves and find peace in the present moment. One of nature's core lessons is impermanence. Leaves change colors and fall, flowers bloom and fade, and seasons come and go in a continuous cycle. This impermanence can offer solace after rejection. It reminds us that setbacks, like seasons, are temporary. They pave the way for new beginnings and fresh opportunities. Nature shows us resilience. After a harsh winter, flowers bloom again. After a forest fire, new trees sprout from the ashes. This constant renewal cycle reminds us of our own capacity to bounce back from setbacks. Following rejection, it's easy to feel defeated. However, nature reminds us that we too possess the strength to overcome challenges and experience renewal. Gazing at the expansive sky or standing amidst towering trees reminds us that our problems are not the center of the universe. The sights, sounds, and smells of the natural world can help us focus on the present moment, anchoring us in the here and now.